Welcome everyone to our episode 66 of our section Drops of Wisdom. In today's episode, we are going to discuss the book, The Compass of Pleasure, and the author of this book is David J. Linden, and we are going to talk about the balance between pleasure and joy. Do you live for pleasure or for joy? So this is a very important topic regarding this balance because several times in our lives we will be challenged by the recognition of when an activity, a person, or a substance or a device can be healthy for us, and when we are in an excess of this dopamine release that is going to create an addiction. So we have to be more aware and conscious of the things that we are doing, consuming, and of course, in terms not only of food, but also of any kind of activity that surpasses this kind of threshold that increases our tolerance to certain kind of addictive or toxic behaviors. So living just for pleasure is doomed to lead you to develop certain kind of addictions. This is not saying that at all that you shouldn't enjoy pleasurable things, moments, or experiences. Simply defining clear boundaries and having awareness of any kind of excess will make your life more balanced and joyful. Number one, let's analyze the pleasure circuit. So let's go for the pleasurable experiences, whether from legal or illegal activities or toxic activities, all activate the brain's medial forebrain pleasure circuit, which is very close to the regions that will activate your emotional drive. So the human brain's pleasure circuit involves the ventral tegmental area, or VTA, and the release of dopamine, which influences emotions and habits. Activation of this circuit can lead to the development of habits and addictions. Number two, what are the addiction factors, or how can we recognize when we are becoming addicted to certain kind of things? The risk of addiction is influenced by the strength with which an activity triggers the brain's pleasure circuit, availability, attitudes, and the nature of the pleasure of experience contribute to addiction. So look around your environment and see if you are already damaging certain people, or you are damaging your own time and behavior in order to become addicted to certain kind of either devices, either people, or food. Addiction physically alters brain structures, as seen in experiments with rats and cocaine, and also, sadly, with sugar. Sugar is also the same kind of addictive substance as cocaine. Number three, pleasure from food. Pleasure circuits are activated by fatty and sugary foods. That is the sweet spot between these two ingredients or macronutrients. But in terms of the processed food, the industry of food already knows what is the sweet spot to make you addicted to any kind of these processed items. So those can lead, of course, to addictive behaviors. The brain's weight management system and also the satiety hormone levels are regulated by one of the most important hormones, leptin, and can be compromised by the pleasures of fatty foods. This hormone, leptin, signals to your hypothalamus and tells your brain when you are already full or and you should stop eating. But not having a very acute sense of this satiety threshold can lead you to toxic behaviors and binge eating behaviors. These foods, all of these processed foods, are high in sugar and fat, and they release more dopamine, creating these cravings and potentially leading to obesity. And they leave you empty of nutrients, and they just give you this rush of addiction and feeling that you need to consume more of the whatever it is, the product that you are consuming. Love and sex, that's another category where addiction and pleasure have a very thin line. Both love and sexual arousal activate the pleasure circuit, but in different ways. Love deactivates judgment and social cognition centers of the brain, leading to the idealization of the loved one. So this is why when we fall in love with someone, we believe them to be better, smarter, or more beautiful than everybody else. This is just an effect of the hormones and this pleasure circuit, and many times can lead you to disappointment once this effect passes. So that's why you have to be also aware of just what you are doing and whom you are idealizing. Lucy Brown at Albert Einstein College of Medicine in New York took brain scans of couples who were viewing images of their loved one and then a platonic acquaintance. And she found that certain brain areas were activated by images of the former, but not the latter. So it doesn't matter if it's someone that is a platonic love, you will be more activated in terms of pleasure and also deactivating these circuits of the brain when you are with your partner than with any other people that you can be or have a crush on. She also found that certain areas were activated more by orgasms, and they produce a dopamine surge, making them intensely pleasure. And that's why people also can get addicted to sex. Gambling and pleasure, this is another category of gaming and all of this, that in here we can also make the category of social media consumption, because there is particular feature of these applications, any kind of social platform that have the purpose of becoming or creating this dopamine surge so that you get addicted to the notifications of views, any kind of likes or reactions from people in terms of the things that you shared. And that's why also people try to share everything that they do in their lives so that it becomes public and they have a reaction. But this can very easily become an addiction. Gambling can be addictive, or this social media consumption, because it stimulates a pleasure circuit. Addiction involves compulsive behavior, and this is the compulsion of taking a picture in your life and just sharing it and put it something. This is a red flag. Tolerance, cravings, and relapses, all rooted in the brain's pleasure circuit. The pleasurable aspect of uncertainty contributes to gambling, addiction, or social media consumption. Another ones of this circuit that we have in terms of the pleasure are the healthy ones. The healthy behaviors, the healthy things that can make us feel pleasure, these are the ones that you should stimulate more. Healthy behaviors such as exercise, release opioids and endocannabinoids, creating runner's high, for example, or any kind of high in terms of getting into the flow zone in a sport that you are performing. Painful stimuli can simultaneously trigger pain and pleasure, as seen in childbirth and sadomasochistic activities. Giving to charity activates the pleasure circuit, enhancing social status and promoting altruism. Seeking knowledge and also for its own sake can activate the pleasure circuit. So just by reading and consuming things that are going to make you feel that you are learning something, that stimulates in a healthy way the dopamine circuit. These key ideas highlight all of these categories and activities, highlight how the brain's pleasure circuit plays a crucial role in various aspects of human behavior and experience, from addiction to love to food, and even charitable acts and learning can activate this dopamine circuit. So how can we summarize in 2 paragraphs or 2 a little bit large quotes what the information is about? Well, first one, the human brain contains several interconnected structures that allow us to feel the pleasure. One of these structures is the ventral tegmental area, or VTA. When we experience something pleasurable, the neurons in this VTA region release dopamine to the amygdala, which is one of the most important regions controlling your emotions. That's why it is very important to be aware, conscious of any kind of behavior, substance, device, or person that can activate this dopamine circuit, and when is the line going to the toxic, instead of just enjoying the activity or whatever it is that you are consuming. The second quote is, an activity or a substance becomes addictive when it leads, look at this carefully, to persistent, compulsive, repetitive, in the face of increasingly negative life consequences. Whenever you are doing something that leads to increasing negative consequences, that is a red flag, increasing the dependence alongside increasing the tolerance also, and strong cravings, leading to a high incidence of relapsing and doing the behavior or the consumption again. The replacement of euphoric pleasure with desire. And this is a desire that makes you anxious, that gives you negative consequences because you don't feel well when you are not with the person, with the substance, with the device. So these are the red flags, and dangerously pleasurable relapses after abstinence. So any kind of these red flags should be a very important signal for you to stop doing whatever it is that you are interacting or consuming. So I hope with this information, you really achieve a balance between what is enjoying something that makes you feel pleasure and what is becoming addicted to certain kind of people, substance, or device that is producing more negative consequences in your life. Thank you very much for paying attention. I hope that this summary of the book can allow you to be more aware and conscious of your behaviors. And of course, you know what to do. Just share with me your thoughts about this video, what you learned, something that you want to share about this topic. And thank you very much for sharing this information also with your friends, your loved ones, or in your platform. Thank you. Have a beautiful day, and we will listen to each other on our next transmission. Thank you. Bye.